welcome back to the channel. My name is Val. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm so excited for today's video because today we're going to be talking about a story that I almost never share. This is a really interesting story, so I'm kind of glad I'm gonna get to talk about it as well. Just like last week, I'm gonna be telling my story while I get ready to go absolutely nowhere because this is quarantine, so there's you know. But I thought today we could do something a little bit different. I'm actually gonna like make my face and hair very simple, and then I'm going to try to also somehow do my nails. Oh no, we'll see. But yeah, so shoot, I don't really know what I want to do with my hair. I should have thought this through. So fun fact about my purple hair, I'm actually gonna try to like get all the purple out just as an experiment, since I'm literally never going out anymore, and like showing the fact that it's purple to anybody. And that's the whole point, that it's purple, so that like I'm presentable as a purple troll. Okay, but enough chitter chatter. So sorry about that. Let's just go ahead and get started with this story. So I'm not even gonna lie, there's a couple layers and like stories within this one, but I still think that they all kind of add up to, you know, a pretty cool thing. So yeah, with that being said, let's just dive right in. So in August, I went on a cruise with my family to Honduras. We went to a place there that I can't remember the name of right now, but I'll put it on the screen right here. Yeah, so we went there. And it was like a summer vacation, so I was very blessed to be able to go with my family. While we were on the trip there, on like the third day, I meet this dude. And we met just playing one of those games the cruise host. And he's like a pretty nice guy. I'm there with my family, so it's like not weird. It's not like, it doesn't seem like he's hitting on me. It just seems like he's being there for the activity, you know? And so we started talking, we're like around the same age, and we come to the conclusion, dude, there's like nobody else here on this boat that's around our age. And he's like, yeah, I've literally been looking for people and like I haven't found anyone. So like, I'm really glad I met you though. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, same, we should hang out. And he's like, yeah, let's do that. And so then we planned to hang out later that night after like dinner or whatever, because he was also there with his family, so he needed to make sure that he didn't need to be with them at the time. And then we separate, and that was that. Then a little bit later, I go meet up with this guy, and we hang out until like maybe like 1 a.m. We're just literally like walking around the boat, like talking, getting to know each other, whatever. And like this whole time, like I'm not really flirting with this guy, because at the time I was talking to someone, so I wasn't really trying to be flirty. I was just kind of like trying to have somebody to hang out with other than like my family. And I didn't really feel like he was flirting either, so then I was like, okay, we're good. And so then like the longer that the night gets, like the longer that we're out, he starts like dropping hints that he like wants, oh my god, that is so much hair. He starts dropping hints that he's not just being like a friend, he's being like a little bit flirty. Like I said, I was talking to someone at the time, so like I'm not gonna do anything with this dude. And then eventually like he just like goes right out and says that he's just like, hey, like can I kiss you or something like that. I'm like, what the fuck, I just met you, like no, I'm okay, whatever. And then, ladies and gentlemen, this dude starts crying. This dude starts crying. Like picture this. Like this guy was like 6 feet tall-ish, I would say, like much taller than I am. He's got a decent build. He's like a bigger, like muscular guy, generally pretty attractive. With that said, not saying that like people who look like that can't cry, but like I was just really not expecting for this man to start crying. And so anyway, I'm sitting there next to him because we were sitting down at the time on the outside of the boat, and this dude starts spilling his life story to me. I just met this dude. I just met him that day. I met him that day. And he's like, yeah, I'm so upset. I just feel like everything in my life recently has been going wrong, and like I'm just really upset about it, and like I totally lied to you, like I know that I told you that I was single. Earlier he had told me that he was single. And so he's like, no, yeah, I actually have a girlfriend. We'll call her Nancy. Her name is Nancy, and like she was so scared that I was gonna come on this cruise and like find someone and like be with a girl and whatever. And I was like, what? So at this point, like I am just like a little bit fed up with this guy. Like I just met him and he's just like outwardly sharing with me that he was about to cheat on his girlfriend. And like if I would have been down to kiss him, he would have been down to like do other stuff and all this stuff. And at this point, he starts crying harder. Like At first it was like uncontrollable sobs. Now it's like ugly crying, like and the man is like at a loss of words. Like he cannot control what he is saying. Like you can tell that he's having such a hard time getting words out, like scrambling through everything. Like he's trying to show me something on his phone and I'm just sitting there like taking this all in. He's like, look, this is a picture of my girlfriend, like blah blah blah, she's so good to me and like I'm such a dick and whatever. And I'm like, you know, okay, that you and so anyway, after a while, like I get this guy to calm down. He calms down on his own a little bit, you know, he's gotten a lot of words out. We've kind of talked about it a little bit. I'm like, hey, listen, like you've been a really great guy like this whole time, like trying my best to comfort him, even though like like he's right, he did do something messed up, so I don't know. And so if you thought that stopped there, like, oh honey, just you wait, this gets 10 times weirder. So then eventually, whenever he's not freaking out, he's like a lot more calm. We're kind of back to having like a normal conversation. I'm kind of trying to get him to talk a little bit more about his girlfriend, you know, try to kind of shift his mind away from this like random panic that he just went through, because I do feel bad for him. Like as he's going through this, I do feel like, you know, like emotions, empathy type of thing. And so I'm talking to him about his girlfriend, and then randomly he grabs his phone, and as he's talking about her, he pulls up, this dude pulls up a nude of his girl. And he shows it to me. He's like, yeah, like I see it. And I'm like, huh? And I like look away immediately. He's like, no, what? Like what? You don't want to see her? And I'm like, oh. What are you doing? Why are you showing me your girlfriend's nude? And so anyway, that night eventually ends, and it ends horribly actually, because we start going inside, we start being like, okay, good night, go back to our rooms, whatever, it's time to separate. He's like a lot calmer, like I said, at this point. And I'm just like trying to play along. I'm just trying to get home safe. I'm not trying to be drugged. I'm not trying to, you know, be killed and thrown off this boat. I'm just trying to be nice and get out of the situation real quick. However, I had given this guy my room number. Just did a bad thing. That's gonna be a key detail that you'll have to remember for later. So we're walking inside the boat, and out of the nowhere, a police guard comes up to me, like one of the police guards that were on the ship. And they're like, hey, what's your name? And I'm like, Valentina. And they're like, come with us right now. I was like, huh? Like what? And so immediately this guy dipped. This guy ran. Basically what had happened was that my mom was looking for me, and because we didn't have service or anything on the ship, she had no way in getting in contact with me, so she had just like told security that her daughter was missing. And so the police guard gets kind of mad at me. He's like, hey, he has like a camera right here. He like turns on the camera and he's like, hey, I need you to accept this statement real quick in front of the camera. And I'm like, okay. At that point, I see my mom in her pajamas like running from one side of the ship over to where I am, and I'm like, hey mom, and she's like, I thought you were dead. Oh, my mother. Anyways, so then the police guard basically makes me say out loud to his little camera that I understand that if 5 more minutes would have gone by and they would not have found my body somewhere on the ship, which apparently they had people looking for me everywhere on the ship and they just couldn't find me. I was literally like outside on the deck, so 5 more minutes had gone by without them finding me. They would have had to call the Coast Guard and pretty much stop the ship, like idle it back and forth until they found my body. And so like, needless to say, the man ran away for pretty good reason. All right, so then the following day, this dude calls up my room and my dad picks up and my dad's like, hey Val, it's for you. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. I'm like, hey, and he's like, hey, and I'm like, what's up? And he's like, do you want to hang out today? And I'm like, you know, sure, why not, whatever. Just did a bad thing. Like, this guy has already shown me like pretty much like something really, really bad, so I'm like, it can't really get much worse than this, can it? Okay, hold on, I know that this looks crazy. Let me blend that. Trying to make myself look sick and shit, you know? We gotta pretend out here like we got missed. Okay, no, bad joke, bad joke. Hopefully I don't look crazy. I'ma just in case I look crazy. Nobody's trying to see me anyway. All right, so day 2 comes and we're literally doing the exact same shit that we were doing before. We're literally just like walking around the ship, like trying to literally like, not necessarily get in trouble, but like going places we're not supposed to be going, like on the fucking roof with shit. And you know, you being a dumb bitch, right? You being a little crazy teen. And on that night, this dude confesses to me that he's annoyed at himself because he shouldn't have told me that he had a girlfriend. He shouldn't have told me that he had a girlfriend. because he could have still had a chance with me like that day. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And at this point, like, I'm just taking it all in. Like, this is a show for me. Like, I know that sounds terrible, but like, honestly, like, are you joking? Like, okay, like, I'm appalled. I can't believe this dude. And so anyway, he tells me that I lose every single ounce of respect I have for this man. And he starts telling me once again about his girlfriend, Nancy. And once again, he pulls out his phone, and as he's talking about her, girl, the first one was a nude, right? You remember that, right? You think it could get worse than that, right? It could not get worse than that, right? This man tries to show me a video of him fucking his girlfriend. What? Having a bad day. And so immediately, obviously, I'm like, stop, like, what are you showing me? And so I'm like, no, like, I get serious. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, no, like, and me being like the weirdo that I am, how I'm constantly like trying to make bad people fucking like learn from their bullshit. I like yell at him. I'm like, put that shit away right now. Like, listen to me. If I was Nancy, I would feel so broken if I knew that my boyfriend was showing some random girl on a cruise a video of him doing me. And all this dude could do was laugh. He was like, ha, yeah, whatever. He like wasn't taking me seriously. And I was so pissed. As you can see, this dude was all kinds of fucked up in the head, like all kinds of fucked up. I eventually found out that him and his girlfriend had previously broken up in the past because he had cheated on her already. Cancelled. And to that, all I can say is, my man, if you watch this video, if you're out there and you somehow found this and you are watching me talk about you as of right now, I honestly wish you all the best. I am so sorry for anything. If this video made you relive some of the memories from that cruise, maybe you're not proud of what you did. I hope you're not proud of what you did. And ultimately, I told you on that cruise that you needed to be better than that girl. But yeah, like I said, I told you need to be better than that girl, and I don't know if y'all still together, but like, if you are, like, I really hope she knows that you were on some bullshit, that you did something wrong, that you were trying to literally like hide from her, cheating on her again on a cruise. Like I said, good riddance, my man. Like, I hope that you know, get better. I'm praying for you out here, that you can become a better person. And all in all, like, guys, I just need to say, like, this is honestly like the weirdest thing I've personally ever gone through regarding like a guy. Like, I've never met anybody like this, so I don't necessarily like judge all males to be like this. Really weird situation. And guys and girls out there, if you ever are thinking of like bragging about your significant other to like a stranger, don't do it by showing them their private parts, you know? Pictures like that should be set in confidence anyway. For a person to just like blow that off is just, it's disgusting. Like, it's gross. Like, don't be like that. I'm sure you want to know how things ended up going with this guy throughout the rest of the cruise. I only ended up seeing him a couple more times after that because I was just kind of trying to avoid him and just spend time with my family for the rest of the cruise, because like I said, this guy was all kinds of fucked up. But I think I did end up seeing him on the very last day just one time before we got off, and I'm not saying nothing, but I was kind of expecting like an apology or some shit on that last day, not only for him showing me what he showed me, but for trying to get me to be an accessory in his in his pursuit to be like not loyal and just fucked up. I don't know. But unfortunately, I got no apology. I did get a Snapchat though, post about how vape is supposedly good for you, non-harmful, and like, this man is delusional. No tea, no shade, and hear what you want, but don't preach false information. To his girlfriend, if she somehow sees this and knows that I'm talking about him, girl, I hope you're in a better place now. I pray to Lord Jesus that he may help that girl, honey. Nobody deserves to be treated that badly, boo boo, no one. All right, my friends, well, that is it for today. That has been my story about the crazy guy that I met on a cruise, who literally has scarred me for life with some images that I will unfortunately never be able to erase from my memory. Just kidding, I kind of forgot what they looked like, but also kind of not. Turning into a bad year. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had an encounter with a crazy person kind of like me, whose behavior you just 100% didn't understand. From crying and regretting to being upset that you were crying and regretting in the first place, and then just wanting to go back and not feel bad about your immorality and lack of loyalty. Alright, but with that being said, I hope you liked this video and I hope that you come back and see more from me. My name has been Val. It has been since I was born, and I'm so happy that you decided to click on this video. Thanks so much for being here. I hope to see you again next week. My nails look like this. Ooh. Have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day. Hydrate, eat food, and be happy. Kisses. Bye.